played some dominant football at times, and very important times, in particular when our back was to the wall there. We were able to keep them out of the end zone, and that was big as the game went on, the result of the game. Again, there are a lot of things we can work on, but between the 5 sacks and the tackling that we made, I thought we were very strong in the tackling area. We were very strong in the knockback area, where at the line of scrimmage. Chris Jones always a force, but you also saw he's a force in the run game as much as he was in the pass game. So he did a nice job there. And I mean, I can go on and on with that. It was good to get a mixture of our young guys in the secondary going. I think we'll be okay there. I think it's just a matter of more play time between 2 and 30, and just working through those things. Those are good players. They're young, and we got to keep growing there. So experience will help that. Offensively, again, I felt there were some really good things there. Against a good defense. I don't want to slight their defense at all, because they're ranked pretty high in the NFL. So, but I thought our guys did some nice things there, especially with the pass game part of it, with the protection. Anytime you can keep 98 out of the backfield and off the quarterback, that's a positive thing. Pat did a couple nice things when there was a little bit of pressure, rolling out and hitting receivers. He had a nice day in general with his pass percentages and numbers and all that. So he had a couple touchdowns thrown in there, over 250 yards throwing. So those are all positives. I thought Kareem ran hard. That's a stout front that's really good against the run, but he ran hard and had positive yards as opposed to negative yards. We can do even better there, and as we go. But some of the important categories were the third downs. We're very productive on third downs. We were very productive in the red zone. Those that leads to longer drives. It leads to points and ends up being a big production number. So for both those spots. Special teams, it was great to have Bucker drill a couple field goals there. That was great, and his extra points were good too. So he had a nice day, as did our punter. So that was positive. Anyways, with that time, George.
Go first to Matt Derrick. Matt?
Hey, Coach, mentioning Kareem, he was one of your captains yesterday, and only being 4th game back. What was that kind of as a meaning and a message that you feel like that sends, and how well has he just really fit in and gained the respect of this group?
Yeah, he was in that class with Patrick, and it's almost like he kind of never left. I mean, that's how I think the guys that have been here see that, and then the guys that haven't been here have always heard about Kareem and the guys talking about him. So I think that's, he has that veteran leadership ability, runs tough, and so he's been welcomed back as if he hadn't left, and that's why we felt comfortable doing that.
He's been averaging north of 20 touches a game since he got here. And some of his average yards per carry has gone down each game. Broken tackles has gone down. Is that a workload that you're comfortable with going forward and sustainable for him?
Yeah, well, listen, he didn't have training camp, so I look at it like it's the 3rd day of training camp. He'll start picking it up as we go here now. So he's had good work, and I think he'll be even more productive going forward.
We'll go next to Pete Sweeney. Pete?
Coach, I was wondering, how impressive is it to you that Hopkins was able to learn enough to be on the field for the 23 snaps? And within those snaps, as you watched them back, what were some of the takeaways that you saw from the initial look?
Yeah, Pete, I thought he looked good out there and did a nice job. He did a nice job in the run game, did a nice job in the pass game, had the big third down catch and right off the bench and did well with that. So, he's a good football player, and being able to fit in more will even be better, I think, as we go forward here. So he was chomping at the bit on the sideline, wanting to play, and at the same time knowing that he didn't have all of it down. So there was a patience there, but he was into the game, and I think you'll be able to see more of this next game.
We'll go next to Nick Jacobs. Nick?
And Kelce, I'll have a follow-up, please. Andy, the long drive drills you guys do in training camp, how do you feel like they've helped this team be able to sustain and continue to have some of these long drives and be effective and punch those in?
Yeah, Nick, I know the guys, they talk about them, and it's a good foundation builder, I think, that you can kind of bank on. You've gone into that dark area within yourself on those long drive drills, and so when you're in a game now and you're going, it's you can go there and you can function at a high level, and so I think it builds a confidence in the guys once you get into the season.
And where you guys were at bye week as an offense, where do you feel like you guys have improved? Because from a red zone perspective, it seems like it's really kind of gone up a level.
Yeah, Matt put a lot of emphasis on the red zone in the bye week, and he and David Girardi work on that extensively. So it has improved. We've done a nice job down in there, and we just got to keep it going as we go. We saw some things we can do even better the next time around. But it has been improved. It's because of Matt really pounding down on that area.
Looks like we have one more for you. We'll close it out with Sarin Petro. Sarin?
And I'll have a follow-up if I could, please. Coach, you got 5 sacks, 5 different guys, all of them up front. I know Steve is, really known for his blitzes and really knows when to dial up, bring in some guys. But how nice was it to see really the front 7 be the ones to get the pressure and not really maybe need those defensive backs to come as much?
Yeah, so that helps. It helps the secondary, any pressure that you can put on the quarterback. We're going to add another guy in here with Uche. Veach has made a trade for us, with the Patriots. So that will be a nice addition too going forward. But we understand that you take care of business up front, it helps everybody. And Chris Jones not only did in the pass game, but he did in the run game. And people always say, wow, how is he in the run? Well, he's making tackles behind the line of scrimmage here. So, that's a positive thing.
And then just overall, the left tackle spot, I know it's been a work in progress, just what you thought and where it stands going forward.
Yeah, listen, we had too many penalties there. So we got to work on that, cut that back, and we're young and growing. So we got to just keep bearing down there.
All right, Coach, that's all we have for you.
All right, appreciate it. Thank you.
The Kansas City Chiefs' dream season continues with a 27-20 victory over the Las Vegas Raiders to remain the only undefeated team in the NFL and extend their winning streak to 13 games, including last year's playoffs. Their last loss came at home to the Raiders last Christmas, but Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs are now 6-0 at Allegiant Stadium, including their Super Bowl victory in February. The Raiders' off-season taunts toward Mahomes have only made them look worse, with a 2-11 record against the king of the AFC West. This is the first time in the Mahomes era, and the third time for the franchise, that they have started the season 7-0. In the other 2 seasons, 2003 to 2013, they lost until the 10th game. And this season's 10th game will be against the Buffalo Bills in Highmark Stadium in Buffalo, with the other 2 games being winnable. We're sure to have a spectacle the day this game against the Bills comes around. The game also featured Travis Kelce's best performance of the season after weeks of criticism for his lower-than-usual production. Some even blamed Taylor Swift, as if she had anything to do with it. Kelce recorded his first touchdown of the season in 10 catches for 90 yards, both season highs. His last game with double-digit catches was last October, and this was his highest yardage total since November 26, also against the Raiders in Las Vegas. Cameras focused heavily on Kelce. Capturing a moment where he seemed to be talking to himself, fans could see him deep in concentration. Some speculated that Kelce may have been singing along to a Swift song playing in the stadium, or simply encouraging himself to bring his A-game. Many fans even commented on his new look, calling him the 4th Hemsworth brother, with his fresh haircut. Kelce broke a 7-game touchdown drought with the score, moving him past Jason Witten and into 5th place on the NFL's all-time tight end list. He's also 2 touchdowns away from breaking Tony Gonzalez's Chiefs record. It's a great time for Travis to wake up and explode because this season has been the worst of his career since he's been with Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes hasn't had the best season so far, with more interceptions, 9, than touchdown passes, 8, and a total of 1,651 yards through 7 games, his lowest yardage total of his already impressive career. Yesterday, Mahomes threw for 262 yards and 2 touchdowns to become the fastest quarterback in NFL history to reach 30,000 yards in his 103rd game. The previous record was held by Matthew Stafford at 109 games. Mahomes continues to set and break records. As for new Chiefs acquisition DeAndre Hopkins, he had 3 targets, 2 receptions and 29 yards in his first game after joining the team last Tuesday. Head coach Andy Reid said this about Dop: he wanted to be in there. Which is a positive thing, he'll get more opportunities the next game. We'll probably see him get more involved in the next game and possibly score his first touchdown with the Chiefs. Their next game is a Monday night matchup at home against the banged-up Tampa Bay Buccaneers. On that game day against the Raiders, Kelce exhibited his full-force powerhouse skills, hauling 10 catches in for 90 yards of space on the field. This made his first season touchdown this year when Mahomes threw to him, and his receiving end managed a catch inside the goal 5 yards by him in the second quarter of the play. His action set out just as much in respect to focusing the team on his immense role during offensive strategy but more the extent of their contribution that needs to come about the overall game.